Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The chat is up and running. How you guys feeling today? Everything going okay? It's been quiet here this morning. Very quiet. Kind of relaxing. What's on your mind? Afternoon Chat runs from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. The people in the chat are the guest stars of the show. They determine what we talk about. It's a free show. I'm not selling anything. I flat out refuse to. Okay. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to let you guys sell me anything either. Okay. If you want to buy something on TV, go do it on another channel. Not this one. Sorry. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. I'm not running for public office. I am not trying to become an online influencer. I'm not going to chase you down and tackle your wallet. What do you guys want to talk? Oh, Tragedy jumping in. Hey, bro, nice to see you. No, I have way too many skeletons in my closet, brother. No, not me. I just queued up another one of your shows. I think it was the best of 2025. 2.5 hours, 2 hours, something like that. I queued it up. I'll be watching it probably this weekend. You should consider running for public office, Tragedy. You seem to be pretty sane to me. Okay. We've got a bunch of people that are insane, right? We need people that are sane. No, I'm never going to do anything like that. My whole adult life, I spent working in an adult environment. And there's way too many dark corners of my closet here. I'm not greedy and I'm not that ambitious. Okay. So what's going on with you, brother? What are you up to? What are you working on? I know working. You're always working. I just lounged around all morning. I didn't really do much of anything. I'm expecting Crumbelina over tonight after she gets out of bingo. She's coming over. We're going to shoot some shorts. Well, you're so detail oriented though, Ryan. I'm telling you. I know that whatever you're working on is going to be good. The problem is you keep coming out with so much new material that I haven't had a chance to go back and watch your older stuff yet. I'll get there eventually. Don't get me wrong. But you're working at a pretty good pace. You're putting out good videos and you're putting them out fast. In case anyone hasn't said it, kudos, brother. You're doing a good job. I'm still hooked on this stupid Dairy Girls. I'm almost done with season 3 here. I'm working on it. But yeah, I tried to shoot 4 shorts Tuesday, and I couldn't get them transferred over. So I called Crumbelina, and she's going to come over tonight, probably 7 o'clock my time, something like that, after dinner. And, we're going to shoot some shorts, and I probably won't post them until Friday. I'm going to try to do 4, maybe 6 different ones in the vertical format. Unfortunately, my telephone is only a telephone. You know what I mean? I tried looking at the picture from the camera on my phone, and it's just not of decent quality. And I don't know what the heck's going on with Spectrum. Man, oh man. I know that my TV screen just flicked, went off and came back on. And there appears to be a long delay right now. I'd say what was normally a 5-second delay just went to 15 seconds. Weird. But yeah, I'm gonna do some shorts, get those up. I got to make an honest attempt to try to grow the channel here. I just been, cruising along, and haven't paid as much attention to it as I probably should have months ago. That probably goes to me and my personality. Procrastination and I don't know, ambivalence. And I was thinking this morning about dyeing my beard. I saw a guy that had a similar beard, and his was dyed red. And then he had a red mohawk streak going across. But it made me think maybe I should dye my beard some strange color or something. Well, maybe it'll get more young people into the show here, Not everybody likes the gray, I like it. But, who says I have any taste at all? I mean, I'm the one that's responsible for everything. That's something I was going to ask you. Do you think that the name Afternoon Chat, is that good or is that bad? Should I have come up with something better? Or do you think I should just run with it? I don't know. I can't decide. Some kids in the park told me I should change the name to 420 Chat and then smoke pot on stream. That was their suggestion. I never really considered that, but 420 Chat does have kind of a ring to it. And, my time 420 does come across my clock while I'm doing the show, speaking of 420, Michigan just increased its taxes on pot. They added 24% to wholesale. Struck me as odd. Supposed to help fix our roads or something. I don't know. If you've ever driven the roads in Michigan, we get a lot of potholes, a lot of ice on the roads. They don't use as much salt as they used to back in the day, and I think their asphalt mix needs an adjustment. They need to find something that lasts a little longer. I heard that Ohio came up with something better. Supposedly theirs lasts longer than ours does. I thought all asphalt was the same, but evidently it's not. Guy called me a bozo for being a cigarette smoker yesterday. I thought that was funny. Well, bozo was a clown that had orange hair. He was popular when I was a kid. Yeah, our news here in the United States is right in the toilet. It's just horrible. We got ICE agents running around murdering people and nothing good. You ask me, I think that our exalted hot dog should stop trying to shock the world and try to do something good for the world. And, for a guy that wants the Nobel Peace Prize, he sure does think killing people is okay. Strikes me as kind of a oxymoron there. Personal opinion. I mean, feel free to jump in the chat, straighten me out. Educate me if you would. I'm on my Gatorade already. What are you guys doing for dinner tonight? I think I'm just going to have a hamburger. Not too much else going on here. Quiet. Wind chimes are out going out there, but it's our temperature. It must be over 40 degrees here. The snow's all gone. Kind of an odd January for Michigan. I think that the global warming is affecting Michigan to the point where our farmers might be able to get a double crop in the summer. It just seems like the winters are getting lighter and shorter, and the summers are getting longer and hotter. I mean, it could be, just me reading it wrong, but doesn't seem like the same winters I had here as a kid. I spent a lot of time sledding and ice fishing. And I'm not sure we even got ice on our lakes right now. I don't think so. not at 40 degrees. So what do you guys got going on today? What's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? Somebody jump in the chat and give us a topic. I did a rant all day yesterday. I only had 3 viewers. So I'm not ranting today. Nope, I refuse. Yeah, today's show could be like a study hall. Okay, because I'm not going to go down any rabbit holes. I'm trying to practice self-control here, folks. It's not real easy for me. I'm thinking that the shorts might help the channel, help to populate the chat better. It seemed like the average viewers is falling off, so I got to change something. I got to adjust it somehow. I think the most viewers any of my videos has had is 50. And I got a number of them that got, 3. So I got to change something. Unfortunately, I'm one of these creatures of habit, Oh, it worked yesterday. It'll work again today. Tragedy Tales, he's constantly coming up with fresh content. I'm figuring probably post some shorts on Friday, probably in the morning prior to the stream. See if I can get more hits on the stream that way or something. I don't know. I've never posted a video before. I've only posted live streams. So it's going to be new to me. Not too much else happening here. Talked to my oldest son last night. He's coming up with this empty nest syndrome. His daughter's gonna go away to college. And he might be freaking out about it a little bit, Well, you got to make adjustments as a parent. And sometimes those adjustments are hard. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking he might go into some kind of midlife crisis or something. I don't know. I doubt it. He's pretty level-headed, My 2 sons are like almost opposites. The older one is more conservative. Younger one is more liberal. I don't think I should have had any effect on them either way. I mean, I don't encourage my sons to be like me. I can I've always encouraged them to be their own person, their own individual. So, what do you guys got on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? I did not look at the analytics of the channel, really. I just saw that yesterday's video only had 3 viewers, and I'm like, I had more than that during the show. I see a discrepancy between the viewers on the live show versus the viewers on video afterwards. You know, like the next day, the numbers have changed, they adjust. I could ask YouTube about it. They seem extremely helpful on everything, so I've never asked them a direct question. I probably should have. I kind of respect the way they leave me alone and let me do whatever the hell I want. I like that. It's probably to the detriment of the channel. I should probably pay more attention to them and what they're saying and you know. Well, I'm going to, you know, make some shorts. That might help. They've been telling me to do it for 4 months, so I don't know. Part of it, I think I'm just lazy or apathetic. I just don't care. Well, if you guys would get in the chat and straighten me out. Yeah, I know. I make you guys the bad guy. That's funny. I know I'm not perfect. I've come to terms with it. I've been imperfect for 68 years now. I'm used to me. You people in the chat, you guys control this show. I don't have a script. I don't want a script. I don't have an agenda. I don't want an agenda. My agenda is to put you guys in control of this show. Get in the chat and we discuss whatever you want to talk about. Yesterday, I had somebody in the chat called me a bozo because I smoke cigarettes. I told him that's just proof that I'm not AI. I'm a real human being, faults and all. If you want to be able to chat, you need to get another device, a phone, iPad, or a computer. 85% of my viewers are on TV. That's what they're watching this on. If you want to chat, you need to use your phone or a computer. Get that Discord app from YouTube. It's free. And then you can chat. I don't care what we talk about. I just ordered some collagen. It should show up next week. My skin. It's collagen's supposed to be good for your skin, so all right, I'll try it. I know nothing about supplements and vitamins and all that stuff. I never paid any attention to that crud. Crumbelina. She's the one. She says, hey, I'm going to try collagen. Okay, sign me up. I'll do it. If she's going to try it and she researched it, she said, old people need this for their skin. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. I can't pay attention to all this stuff. These details, not for me. My friend Crumbelina is extremely detail oriented. I'm just not. I used to be, when I was getting a paycheck for being detail oriented. I was extremely detail oriented. In the workplace, the only nickname they ever had for me, they used to call me the asshole. Okay. I was very detail oriented. Now in retirement, I don't care. It's at this point, I got to consider it to be a fault. Okay. I don't know why I don't pay attention to stuff like that. It just doesn't enter my mind. I'm more for, watching Dairy Girls. That's my greatest entertainment right now. I'm binge watching it. It's on Netflix. But there are clips on YouTube you can get. DERRY, Dairy Girls. I think it's hilarious. The show is well written and it's fast paced. I enjoy it. So I binge it. And I'm almost done with season 3. I've been watching it for maybe 10 days. Well, then I'll move on to something else. Then I'll wait and let them do a couple of more seasons, and then I'll come back to it and binge them again. The first thing I did when I started streaming was I went back and I binge watched 18 seasons of Cheers. When Cheers was running, I was in the workplace. I didn't have time. So I never got to see the show. So when I started streaming, I run across it and I'm like, oh, well, I'll go back. I'll watch the whole thing. I streamed 18 seasons in like 2 weeks. I saw every episode. Then I thought, oh, I can do that with other comedy shows that I never got to see. I'm not a comedian. Okay. I know a lot of guys on TV are comedians, but I'm not one of them. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. I like to meet people. That's what I did for 33 years in Vegas when I was working in the casinos. I used to meet people every day. I think probably at least 100 people a week for 33 years. I enjoyed it. Find out what part of the world they're from, what their priorities are, what's on their mind, what's going on in their part of the world. You can't get real information off the news anymore. It's all propaganda, in my opinion. I mean, feel free to jump in the chat. straighten me out. But it's all tainted. It's all biased. It's all propaganda. They're only telling you one side of the story. Well, yesterday, as soon as I ended the stream, I turn on the TV, and then, this ICE agent murdered this woman in Minneapolis. I watched the video and I determined it was murder. Cold-blooded murder. In my opinion. That's what I saw in the videos that I watched. And the killer didn't have a care in the world. He wasn't running. He was walking away from the scene of the crime. And he did flee. He did leave. He did not stay and wait for the authorities. And no, he was not the authorities. The authorities have to abide by the Constitution. And the Constitution says you can't walk up to somebody's vehicle and shoot them in the face. Okay? That's pretty plain and simple. As far as I'm concerned, he should be charged with murder, and Kristi Noem should be added as an accessory. She's trying to cover up for him. So's the Exalted Hot Dog there. It was cold-blooded murder. Shoot an unarmed woman from basically 6 foot away. She was not running him down. That's not what I saw. He was not in front of her vehicle. He was on the driver's side, 6 feet from her door, and he put 4 rounds in her face. His life was not in jeopardy. The other ICE agents didn't even have their guns drawn. They didn't feel imminent danger. It's bullshit. These people, they think that they have carte blanche. They think they can get away with anything. Our next president can unmask these sons of bitches and try them for their crimes. They can. There's a statute of limitations. Well, this president's going to be out of office before that statute of limitation runs out. These people can be unmasked and tried for their crimes, and they should be. The Department of Justice right now is pathetic. They're not doing their job. They're doing Trump's job. They are not the same Department of Justice that was in existence 3-4 years ago even. In my opinion. I mean, feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. I speak from a biased point of view, the perspective sitting here on my end of my couch, okay? All I know is what I see with my eyes, and what I saw with my eyes on that video was murder. I don't know how that bastard goes home and sits across the table from his family at dinner, looks them in the eye. Oh yeah, I killed an unarmed woman today. Put 4 rounds into her face for no apparent reason. What was his motivation? I don't know. I've never killed people, okay? I can't identify with his perspective at all. I've owned a number of guns in my lifetime. I didn't spend a lot of time target practicing, a lot of time hunting. I have never shot a human being. I've never even pointed a gun at a human being. Well, as I understand it, they're not going to prosecute. As I understand it, they're just going to use this as another distraction from the Epstein files, which still have not been released. That's going to be one of the shorts that I filmed tonight. The Epstein files have not all been released. They haven't. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's our government. They're covering up for pedophiles on purpose. Premeditated cover up. That's the way I see it. Feel free to disagree. There's still millions and millions of documents that have yet to be released. I want to know the banking records. I want to know who was paying the pimp. Jeffrey Epstein was a child molester. Yes, that's very heinous. But he was also running women. He was selling women. He was a pimp. And they've got a paper trail on him a mile long. I want to know who was paying the pimp. Show me who paid him. That's what release the files means to me. Show me who paid this heinous criminal. Who was supporting him? If you go out and you get arrested for prostitution in this country, they arrest your customer as well as you. He doesn't get to walk scot-free. He gets charged with a crime. They're not charging anyone with these crimes. And they have a paper trail. Jeffrey Epstein was not walking into Wells Fargo every Monday morning with a bushel basket full of cash. I'd like to make a deposit. No. There's a paper trail of who was paying this pimp. Show me who was doing it. That's what I want from the Epstein files. Who paid the pimp? Who was giving him money? If the flight log says you went to Epstein Island and you did a bank transfer for thousands of dollars, I could probably safely assume that you were paying the pimp for services rendered. That's what I would glean from that information, but they don't want to release that information. They are protecting all these pedophiles, all these people that were paying this pimp. I think it was all of them. Look back to Trump's last inauguration. That whole front row of billionaires and multimillionaires, I think it was all of them. That's the way it appears to me. Release the files, prove yourself innocent. No, they're not going to do it. It's one criminal covering for another. That's what it boils down to. You cannot trust anything from the United States government at this point. Nothing. You can't trust them. What's next? Is the White House going to open up a daycare? Would you trust them with your child? I wouldn't trust them with mine. That's all I'm saying. Some people need to pay a price. And I'm not talking about a bribe. They need to be held accountable. There are consequences for your actions. You think it's okay to go engage in prostitution? Our laws say different. But the laws don't apply to the rich. The rich don't have to be held accountable. They're above that. I say bullshit. They need to be investigated. They need to be arrested. They need to be tried, and they need to be convicted. Then they need to be sentenced and not pardoned for their crimes. I'm telling you, as soon as this dies down, he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. He'll attack Greenland if he has to. He will keep on distracting you, one thing after another. They're pissing off all of our allies. Some of those allies were involved in Epstein's Island. Some of these billionaires need to turn on each other. They need to turn state's evidence. They need to testify against one another. When the next president comes in, he'll just appoint a special prosecutor and they'll investigate these crimes all over again. Why wouldn't they? It's not like they're busy fixing America. Okay. That's the last thing on their mind. These pedophiles and their protectors need to be held accountable. Who paid the pimp? Release the files like the law says you must. Stop over redacting the files. The next president will throw all those redactions out. The next president will appoint 20 different special prosecutors to go after him. Millions and billions of U.S. taxpayer dollars are going to be tracking these people down 15, 20 years after their crimes were committed. They think they're getting away with something. They're not getting away with anything as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to forget. Are you planning to forget this? Do something about it, because they're building the Epstein ballroom. And you and I aren't going to get invited to the Epstein ballroom, but all of these pedophiles, they'll all get invited there. They'll be wining and dining, champagne and caviar at the taxpayer's expense. It's just wrong. You and I are held accountable for everything we do our entire lives. And these clowns aren't being held accountable for anything. Pam Bondi should be tried for obstruction of justice. Kash Patel should be tried for obstruction of justice. Kash Patel hit the delete button on his computer. He deleted the files. Pam Bondi, oh, the file's on my desk. Really? These people are the worst, the scum of the scum. Protecting pedophiles in 2025, 2026. Why? Because they like the bribes? That's all right. We'll take their entire bank account, dump it right into the U.S. Treasury. Money from crimes, you don't get to keep. They're doing their insider trading. That's what this whole Venezuela shit was insider trading. I saw it on Midas Touch. January 2nd, Trump took all of his money and invested it into shorting the stock market. And then 2 days later, bombed Venezuela, kidnapped their president. The stock market crashed. He collects all this money. He's doubled up. He doubled his own wealth in his first year of his second term. Doubled up by betting against the stock market and then starting wars. Petty, self-serving criminals. That's what we have in office. I told NATO last week, you want to get some control over these people? You got two choices. You can bribe them like everybody else, or you can get dirt on them and blackmail them like everybody else. I honestly believe Putin is blackmailing Trump. I honestly believe that. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. If it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, guess what, honey? It's a duck. It started with the Helsinki hand job. He's got dirt on him. I think, personal opinion, I think it's a P tape. Okay. He hasn't done anything against Putin in 2 terms. Putin's got the goods on him. You can bank on it. Getting my electrolytes. Following doctor's orders. The older you get, the more you listen to the doctor. My I had lunch with my best friend yesterday, and he asked me if I'd been in to see the doctor, and I told him no. He threatened to call my oldest boy and tell him that I'm not going to the doctor like I'm supposed to. Blackmail, yeah. And I gotta not get into trouble, you know? Something I haven't been good at my whole life. I've been good at getting out of trouble. I haven't been good at not getting into trouble. There's a difference there. So, what do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind? What's going on in your part of the world? Here in Michigan, our snow just melted. I'm thinking I could go for a walk this evening after the stream. It's 40 degrees out there. I mean, it's not summertime, but it's not the dead of winter either. It's not like the middle of January normally is. What do you guys want to talk about? You've got your own show here. Jump in the chat, be the guest star of the day. Give us an interesting topic that we can all discuss. There's no charge, it's free. Yeah, I'm coughing a lot today. I don't know why. I wonder why. Some things are self evident, right? Tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to discuss? There's no telling where my mind's going next. I'm a little hungry, so I keep thinking about that hamburger I'm going to have for dinner. I could uh, I could go a different direction. I could have tacos, same meat, just prepared different. Same veggies, just served different. I've really been on vegetables this week. All I ate yesterday was salad. All I had Monday was salad. Something about veggies, I get into binges, and I'm just craving salad right now. If I have a hamburger tonight, I guarantee you it'll have lettuce and tomato on it. Okay. I go in streaks. I've been going for Mexican food. Last week I had Mexican food 2 or 3 days. What are you having for dinner? Beef is probably the most expensive thing, but I just saw a nutritionist on TV yesterday saying that you should only eat red meat twice a month. I don't know. in my lifetime, that food pyramid that they came up with, they've changed it at least 20 times. Since I first saw my first food pyramid, probably early 70s, they've changed that food pyramid 20 times. I'm tired of it. Okay. It's just, they're giving you different information every other year, and it makes no sense. I see that, and my oldest son is on the carnivore diet, which is nothing but red meat. He's eating nothing but meat. It helps him control his diabetes, but and then I see a nutritionist telling me, oh, you can only have red meat twice a month. It doesn't add up. If the carnivore diet is good so that my son can control his diabetes, then why can't I eat red meat every day? They keep changing this food pyramid. What's going to be on it next? I'm not eating kale. Okay? I'm just not. It doesn't taste good to me. I don't like it. I like processed meats. I know. I love hot dogs. It's really bad. I love hot dogs a lot. I ate them as a kid. I want to eat healthy, but I also want to enjoy my meals. And that means I ain't buying no kale. I ain't going to do it. And you can't make me. Okay. Yeah, my viewership is down, so I'll get the shorts and hopefully we can get the chat to populate a little bit more. I'll keep going regardless. When I decided to do this show, I thought I got to give it a fair shot, and I told myself 3 years would give me a fair shot. I'm only, 4.5 months into this. But when the chat's populated, the show goes really fast. I look up and boom, show's over. I'm like, wow, that was quick. But when no one's in the chat, we're stuck with wherever my imagination wanders. I'm not going to live stream dead air. So, but I'm not the star of this show. The people in the chat are the guest stars. I'm just the host. And I mean, am I really here? I'm sitting on my couch. Just a guy. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a storyteller. I'm not anything. I'm not a journalist. I'm not educated. Okay. I'm just a guy. I like to meet people. I've met people in 8 different countries since I started doing this show. I enjoy it a lot. But I do need to increase my numbers. I do need to get more people on the show. I need more guest stars, more people in the chat. I'm not giving away prizes. Okay. I can give you thank yous. Some marketing guy would tell me, oh, you got to have a drawing. No, I don't. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing a lot of things. Maybe I'm learning a lesson the hard way. I wouldn't put it past me. I really wouldn't. I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way throughout my life. It could be just another life lesson I have to learn. Oh, next time you start a show, you better have a script. You better have in-person interviews. No thanks. The liability from putting other people on TV is astronomical. It is. If I put someone on here that says something that gets me sued, the show ain't gonna make it. The show ain't gonna last. Because I don't have any money to get sued. I saw that, what was that show? I was watching Don Lemon, and he's got a bunch of members. And he'll post them, and they'll have their little cameras going all over the screen. A lot of liability there. Too much for me. I can control what I say. I can't control what you guys say. Okay. So I don't want the added liability. And some of these shows, they're paying people to come on and talk. I ain't paying anybody anything. I'm not selling anything, and I'm not buying anything. Okay. The overhead I have on this show is the bare minimum. Okay. I don't have a production manager. I don't have a makeup artist. It's just me. It's simple. I think that's what makes it good, is the simplicity of it all. I watch some of the other creators, the people I watch on YouTube, and they're all, well, Tom Grassi is probably the largest. He spends more time editing film than Carter has liver pills. I'm telling you. Doesn't interest me in the least. I just don't care to do it. Okay. It doesn't look like fun. It looks like hard work. Well, I'm going to try to do the shorts tonight, so I'll let you know how it goes. But, well, I'll have Krembolina doing the filming, so, you know, she pays attention to the detail. If she films it right, I won't have anything to edit, right? We got airplanes going by. My mic is picking them up. I can see it. I've got 6 little dots on the bottom of the screen. And when the mic picks up noise, they fill in and they turn blue. It's interesting. I think the mic works good. I think the camera works good. I just don't like the reflection in my glasses of the computer screen. But I gotta have the glasses if I want to read the computer screen. So it's like a catch-22. I'm not gonna run out and buy a new camera. That would add to my expenses. I haven't been posting any other videos because my channel's not monetized. I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. And YouTube tells me I need to tell people to like and subscribe. If you feel like it, go ahead. If you don't worry about it. I ain't sweating it. The only thing I care about is just populating the chat. If I can get people in the chat, then I don't go down any rabbit holes. Okay. So what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? I don't know. I'll probably shoot 4 different shorts, maybe 6 tonight. And then I'll probably post them tomorrow before I schedule tomorrow's live stream. I generally schedule a live stream by noon. So if I'm going to post the shorts, they'll be up in the morning. I have no idea what YouTube's going to do with them, but I just recently started watching shorts myself. I don't scroll on my phone. It's not my thing. I don't even carry my phone. Okay. It's grounded. It stays on my table. I use my phone as a telephone, not as a computer. I use my computer as a computer. But I'm older than most of you. My first experience with the telephone, the damn thing was attached to the wall. Okay. The younger generation, their first experience with the phone is it's portable. It goes with them. My aunt lost her phone in a restaurant yesterday. I got off the live stream. I had half a dozen missed calls. People were trying to track her down and return her phone to her. I've never had that problem because my phone stays at home all the time. I don't need to carry one because the person I'm with, they got a phone. Okay. It has been brought to my attention that, you could get stranded somewhere and not have a phone. Everybody that goes by will have a phone. Okay. By not carrying my phone, I don't have this whole scrolling issue. I was in the restaurant the other day and I saw we had a table of 6, and 2 out of the 6 had their phones out scrolling. If you're out in public with other people, why not communicate with them? I think some of these people get addicted to their phones. I equate it to any other addiction. If you do it in moderation, you're probably okay. But if you get excessive, it's probably going to turn out to be detrimental for you. It's like my smoking. If I do it in moderation, I'll probably be okay. But if I get excessive with it, it's probably going to turn out to be detrimental to my health. Same thing with drinking, same thing with cocaine, same thing with LSD. In moderation, it's probably all right. But if you go to excess, good luck with that. I think that's the nature of the human race. I think you can do just about anything you want in moderation. But if you take it too far, it's probably going to come back and bite you in the ass. That's been my personal experience. My drinking problem was, decades ago. From 15 to 35, I was what I would consider a blackout drunk. I remember at different points in my life drinking a case of beer a day. Not a 12-pack, a case. That's too much. In excess, it's not good for you. It's detrimental to your health. I was 35 by the time I was able to put that bottle down. And I don't regret it at all. I went to bars. That's what I did, especially sports bars. Go to the bar, shoot some pool, that kind of crap. I don't even go to the bars anymore, and I don't shoot pool anymore. My life changed. When, I don't know how I can put this nicely, but when you become crippled, your life changes immensely. Okay. It's not going to be the exact same life you had prior. And 13 years ago, almost 14 now, I became crippled. My life changed instantly. I had 5 months where I couldn't walk at all. I went from the wheelchair to the walker to crutches and now cane. And everything in my life changed. I don't recommend it. I really don't. But you have to deal the card, or you have to play the cards that you're dealt, you know. In my case, a drunk driver took me out. Left me laying in the street to die. So I'm not saying that for sympathy. I'm just stating facts. Whatever twists or turns your life takes, you've got to work with what you got left. In my personal opinion, crippled is better than dead. So I consider myself fortunate. But everybody's perspective is different. For the first 5 years after becoming crippled, I was suicidal. Okay. I didn't see any value in leading a life as a crippled person. I couldn't find any value in life. I was 55 when I had my accident. And I'm about to turn 69. Five years of being suicidal was enough. Okay. I found a way to find value in life. I had to re-educate myself. You gotta roll with the punches. When you take your life down a bad path, or you make a mistake, you correct it, you learn from it, and then you have to move forward. It changed my outlook on a lot of things. I think it gave me a better overview of my life. Personal opinion, you know what I mean? I don't normally talk about this stuff. That's one of the things I've noticed about this show is you guys are learning an awful lot about me, more information that I plan to share. It's really kind of odd. But I see no reason to lie, and I see no reason to pretend. Maybe you'd handle things differently. But I don't know. I'm just moving on. Since becoming crippled, I've done a lot of different things. I got a book published. Never did that when I could walk. Okay. Never even entered my mind. Now I have a TV show. Never did that when I could walk. Never even entered my mind. It opened up different pathways for my life than I never would have considered an option prior. I was a player, right? I was out partying and now I don't party. It's a different life. You got to deal with the cards you've been dealt. You know, that's all you got. I think I learned some valuable lessons about myself. I don't think I was a bad person prior to becoming crippled, but I definitely was not as empathetic as I am now. Now I find it quite easy to be empathetic to other people, to feel their pain. But I have other aspects. I have a lot less stress in my life now. Prior, I was always on the go. I was always busy. I was trying to cram 30 hours worth of stuff in a 24-hour day. Now I'm the exact opposite. I tell people I got one speed. It's called if and when. I don't have any stress in my life now. I don't care about any of the little stuff anymore. Everything mattered before. And now the only things that matter are the things that I love. Not the things that I enjoy, not the things that I like, but the things that I love. Family, friends, children, you know. Priorities changed. Lifestyle changed. Everything changed. I can't say my life is better or worse now, but I can say that it's definitely different. Okay. It is not the same. Well, dating, different. Everything's different. I have a different outlook. I don't make long term plans like I used to. I don't have long term goals like I used to. Well, I was raising children. Now my children are adults. That makes a difference too. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show that's not trying to sell you anything. I'm just a host. The people in the chat are the guest stars. We can discuss whatever you want to discuss, provided we stay within the community guidelines established by YouTube. They're the only platform we're on. We don't want to piss them off. They'll kick us off the air. Ghost Mostly was an alias I used back in the day when I had a band. Yes, it was my band. No, I don't play musical instruments. I don't sing. I was not a front man. I enjoy music, all genres. And I used to write lyrics with the band, but I didn't want the band to owe me anything. So I became a ghostwriter. Then they came up with Ghost Mostly. What's he do? He's a ghost, mostly. Sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. Then when I started doing this project and I wanted an alias, I thought, well, I'll just move that old alias into this project. So I came up with Ghost Mostly Media, LLC. I don't have any ironclad plans for the channel, but this show is always going to be free. But I will do other projects in the future once I get the channel monetized. Those other projects, there's no telling what they could be. I don't have anything etched in stone. But, you know, I do want to make some money at it eventually. Okay. I mean, wouldn't you? For now, I'm content with this. On the days that no one's in the chat, I have a tendency to go ranting and raving, go down one rabbit hole after another, whatever happens to be on my mind that day. But I don't have an agenda with the show. I don't have a script. I don't have a desire to manipulate or control anything with this show. It's the exact opposite. I want to give the control of the show to the people in the chat. Let them determine what we talk about. I want to let people have their own say. I feel better after I speak my mind. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak yours. I used to get in the chat rooms back in the day, and I enjoyed them. They weren't structured, and we could talk about anything we wanted to talk about. Then I got busy doing work and stuff, and I never chatted. And now in my retirement, I look around and there's no open chat rooms. Everything's structured. You can go to this channel and chat, but you got to talk about sports. You can go to this channel and chat, but it's got to be about celebrities and entertainment. I don't want to structure it that way. I don't care what we talk about. Okay. I spent 15 minutes of today's show talking about my dinner because I'm hungry. That's why. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Once the chat gets people in it, the show goes fast. The 2 hours is gone in what seems like an instant. When it's just me, we're stuck with whatever's on my mind. Okay. And there's no telling. This morning it was Epstein and ICE and, what I saw on TV, the news that I saw before the show. That varies from day to day because some days I self-censor my input. I don't think it's right to censor other people, but I think it's all right to censor your own input. And the news here in America is so propagandized, so biased, so tainted that sometimes I shut it off and I refuse to watch. Okay. It's too negative. You don't need all that negativity in your life. It makes you angry. And I like being angry. I want joy, happiness, fun, laughter. I think quality of life is important. All I see on our news is division, stoking hatred, stoking fears. It's bullshit. Sometimes I think you got to shut it off and not drown your brain with all this negative information all the time. Last February, I took a week off of news. And by the end of the week, I felt like a new man. Okay, I did. I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders just by turning off the news for 7 straight days. I refused to watch it. And believe it or not, I credit that to Tom Grassi. Okay. He did a week-long stream raising money for charity. He streamed 24 hours a day for 7 straight days, and he raised $1 million for a good cause. That entire week, anytime I turned my TV on, I just didn't turn it on. I turned it on to Tom Grassi's channel. I watched the man sleep, and the chat room was still populated and talking and having discussions. It was amazing. I had no input of anything other than his charity stream for 7 straight days. And by the end of it, he had restored my faith in humanity. He raised $1 million in 7 days. And it wasn't big corporations or filthy rich people. It was ma and pa kettle and their kids, and $5 donations, $10 donations. There are so many good people on this planet. It's ridiculous. He was raising money for fallen patriots, for the children of U.S. soldiers that had died. And he raised $1 million, and I saw donations coming in from countries all over the world. I saw him getting donations for the children of American soldiers from Iran. That's how good people are. They're everywhere. And just by watching all that goodness for 7 straight days, I felt good. It warmed my heart. And then I realized I didn't get any negative information, no negative input from watching the news. I wasn't stressed out. And I'm looking back at that and I'm saying, that was good for me. I feel better about myself, the world. So I believe in self-censorship. Shut that news off if it's getting you too upset. It'll still be there a week later when you turn it back on, but you won't be burdened of all that negative energy for the time that you have it shut off. I don't think anyone else has the right to censor you, but I believe that self-censorship, stopping the input of all that negative information, that's a good thing. Okay. I believe in it. And I did it for a week in December on my own. All I did was listen to the music for a week. I didn't turn on the TV. I turned the YouTube tunes on. I put on albums, an album at a time. I listened to Adele, then I listened to Eric Clapton, then I listened to Mozart. I like all genres of music. Personal preference. Self-censorship is okay. And I would postulate it's probably even necessary in this day and age. Stop taking in all the negative information from the news. Since Trump walked into politics, watching the news it's like living in a goddamn reality TV show. You got to shut it off, in my opinion. I mean, feel free to disagree. And I believe in it. And I'm looking forward to this February when Tom does another stream. I guarantee you I won't watch any other TV that entire week or 2 weeks, however long it takes him. I'm going to watch nothing but Tom Grassi, even if I'm watching him sleep on his damn basement floor. Okay. I got to know his dogs, his cats, his girlfriend. I learned a lot about the guy in that week's time, but he's doing amazing things for charity. I'm proud to call myself a member of his posse. I am. I watch a lot of TV. That goes with being on your couch 16 hours a day. And self-censorship in February is coming, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. And I can't wait to see what charity Tom is going to be working for this year. I've been watching Tom Grossi for probably 5 years. I started watching him and Mike Kimber. Mike Kimber broadcasts on YouTube all Lions games. And Tom Grossi broadcasts all Green Bay Packer games. I like pro football, and I am a Lions fan. And on Tom Grossi's channel, even a Lions fan is welcome. I enjoy watching both. I watch Tom Grossi's Friday night Q&A when there's no game. It's just him talking to his fans. I turn that on and I grab a beer and I'll sit and have a beer with him. There's no telling what he could be talking about. Could be talking about his projects, coach or scripted, or, could be talking about wrestling. Okay. It's fast paced. It's entertaining to me, And it was from watching those two guys that I thought maybe I could start a chat show. I did a little bit of research and ta-da, here we are. I started seriously researching YouTube specifically for this show on March 10th of last year. I started researching, and then I started broadcasting or streaming on August 25th of last year. And other than a few days where I didn't have internet access or had issues with Spectrum, I had a bunch of issues had to be ironed out. But it's functioning. It's working. I do have a 20-second delay here, which makes no sense. I don't know how I can have a 20-second delay when my computer and my TV are both using the same router and modem. Okay. It makes no sense. But I think that realistically, Spectrum's product is not all it's cracked up to be. That's why I'm paying for Spectrum Wi-Fi, but I had to hardwire my laptop directly to my router in order to get a stable connection. Yeah, I'm paying Spectrum $7 a month for that Wi-Fi that doesn't work good enough to be a solid connection. Yeah. Well, I'm looking into switching companies. It's my understanding that T-Mobile might be available in my area. I have not completed research on that. I'll get there eventually. Today, I'm going to focus on shooting shorts tonight. I want to get, 4 or 6 shorts and just post them up there and see if that can't help to populate the chat. My only other options to populate it is to get on these other social media sites. And I just cannot stand the thought of doing that. I have no interest in being on X or Blue Sky or Truth Social or any of them. I just don't like them. I like YouTube, to be honest with you. It's pretty much the only thing I watch. I have some of the premium channels, but I never watch them. I have HBO Max. I have Prime. I don't watch them. I watch YouTube. When I'm watching those other ones, I'm still putting up with commercials. I watch YouTube. I haven't seen a commercial in forever. Unless it's, somebody's got a product placement on Mike Kimbers. He's been hooking up with Omaha Steaks lately, so I've seen his Omaha Steak commercials, but I'll forgive him for that. He broadcasts every Lions game, and he's very dependable. He's reliable. Even when he's sick, he'll be there. I can see the game. But yeah, it's my belief that interactive TV is where we're headed. I think network television is on its way out. And I think streaming and interactive TV is on its way in. That's just what I've gleaned from watching. I try to recognize what society is moving towards. YouTube does tell me I need to ask people to like and subscribe the show. They say it will help with the algorithm, possibly get the show in front of more people. But if you don't want to do it, don't sweat it. I'm going to try to do the shorts, and hopefully that'll help populate the chat and get more other people in here instead of just me droning on. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy talking to people. And I feel like it's like almost a form of venting or something to me. Because I feel good after the shows. I'm like, oh, cool. I got to speak my mind. I feel better. But there again, there's no telling what I'll start talking about. If you want to control this show, you're welcome to jump in the chat, because I will drop what I'm talking about the instant somebody jumps in there. They get instant control of this show. I don't care whether they're agreeing with me or not. Okay? I'm not here to control and manipulate people. I'm not here to change your mind about anything. I'm just simply here speaking my mind when I don't have anything better to talk about. But I am thinking about dyeing my beard. Maybe to match my hair color. It might make me feel younger. You never know. Feeling younger, I don't know if that's even something I want. Who knows? But I like the beard. I'm not shaving it off. I like it a lot. The mustache I'm getting tired of, but I'll just trim it so that it's not getting in my mouth, and then it'll be fine. I wore one for a few years, so when I was younger. But up until last March, when I started researching going on TV, I was clean shaven. And this is the first time in my life I ever grew a beard, and I like it. I find myself, I get on there and I count when I watch my video to see how I did. I got to critique my performance, but I get on there and I count how many times did I stroke my beard during that show. Well, I was having some issues because it had been a few years since I had been in front of the public, and I was on here dropping F-bombs and all kinds of crazy stuff, so I had to rewatch some of the live streams so that I could critique my performance and work on things: enunciation, slurring, smoking. And I had lighting issues when I first started. I seem to have gotten past the lighting issues now. Except for the reflection of my in my glasses, and I could change that by getting another camera and putting it off center instead of directly on. I'm sitting in front of my laptop now, and that's what you see, and the reflection in my glasses is my laptop. Well, my eyes aren't that pretty anyways. But I got to wear the glasses in order to be able to read the screen, so 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. To close the show, I like to talk to people about just being patient with each other, avoiding confrontations, stop nitpicking your neighbor, live and let live, I call it. You don't have a right to try to run your neighbor's life. He doesn't have a right to try to run your life. Human beings all have common ground. We're all flesh and blood, right? We all have common ground. We all love our family. We all love our parents. We all love our children. We've got more things in common than you realize. But we're also dependent on each other. I couldn't have gone to Olive Garden for lunch yesterday with my best friend without depending on other people. The other people that do their jobs every day. If the people at Olive Garden didn't do their job, I couldn't have gone there yesterday. I relied on them, and they came through. When I pulled up to the door, the place was open. People are more dependable than you think. I see it all the time. I see politicians. I see newscasters telling you to hate your neighbor, fear him. He's a bad guy. You can't trust him. It's a bunch of bunk. It's bullshit. You trust him every day. You just don't realize it. You take them for granted. And it's not just the people in this country. It's all the people over the whole planet. They all have to get up and go to work every day. If they don't, it does not function. We saw that during the pandemic, when everyone was told to stay at home. You couldn't go out and have a life. Everything was closed. Nothing functioned. I rely on people when I walk over and I hit the light switch. I rely on people when I walk out to the kitchen and turn on the faucet. I rely on people when I go to the restaurants, the grocery stores, the gas stations, the banks. I'm relying on all these other people. I don't even know their name. But they're reliable, they're dependable, they're going to be there every day. I can depend on it. Proven fact. You can't pick and choose for people. And there's no future in nitpicking your neighbor. You want to stand in your front yard and yell at your neighbor about how he parks his car? You can. But all you're doing is you're telling him he can stand in his front yard and yell at you about the way you park your car. Leave him alone. Okay? Get past it. Stop trying to micromanage someone else's life. You don't want them to micromanage yours, so stop messing with them. That's my personal opinion. You can voice yours on this show, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your opinion is welcome. Please jump in here and share it with us. We're signing off now today, but tomorrow at 3, we'll be right back on, and you'll be just as welcome. And we can talk about anything you want to talk about. I don't have a script. I don't have an agenda. I have a desire to meet and talk to other people. That's why I'm here. I'm the host, Ghost Mostly. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for liking. I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your time. Please join me tomorrow. It's my personal belief that we should all be nice to everyone all of the time. I think you'll like the end result. With that said, I'll see you at 3 tomorrow afternoon. Have a great evening.